Hey, what's up guys? Max here. Wanted to do a little bit of a recap, and if you're interested in seeing how much the expectation Marvel Contest of Champions Kabam has on the player base, at least when it comes to cash deals for the month of March. So I kind of wrote them down. Now, unfortunately, I didn't write all of them down, and I hate myself for that, because this month of April, we're going to even write down the little ones, like the $5 ones, the $10 ones. Those are the ones that I didn't write down. Damn, guys, I got something in my eye. I got like a little hair in my eye. Oh, no. But yeah, we didn't write those down. So one of the things we got early on in the first few days of March 3rd, was the Valiant Daily card, which was $50, followed with a couple of days after, we got this Dark Phoenix sale, which was super random, but it allowed you to buy a 7-star champion, and that came up to a total of $340 if you pick them all up. Then shortly after, we got this Omega chain deal, so allowing us to get the Omega champions from like last year, and that cost 11,000 units. But again, if I didn't write a dollar amount for that one, because if you had 11,000 units, you could have got that for just spending the units. But if you ended up spending cash to kind of like get yourself to 11,000 units, then do those numbers on your own and just kind of add that towards your total for the month of March. Now on the 14th, we got this like pack, this is one of the ones that I did write down. It was $50. It was like $10 per crystal. And I didn't like the other ones that we got. I didn't write them down. So that was $50. The platinum track, I did write that down, which was $25 here, because I actually picked that up in the month of March. So I picked it up in the early days of March, which was March 13th. On March 18th, we got the $500 Bastion sale on the web store. So if you are not familiar with the web store, Kabam sells resources in game, but they also sell it on the web store, and that gave everybody a shot at getting Bastion for $500. Now, if you held back from buying them, I guess wise words for those that are going to listen here, hold back from buying when it comes to trackers and wait until the final day. You could have pretty much dipped into, there was another deal that went live on March 24th and March 28th. I don't know if the 28th one you were able to get it, but the 24th one you were for sure. That you spent $250, and that would have gone towards the $500 for the Bastion. So let's say you didn't do it and you spent $500 on day one, then you get tempted to spend another $250. Now you're at $750, and you would have been like, damn, I would have just spent the $250 at the end. So if that makes sense, right? If you bought it, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, wait until, when it comes to trackers, always wait until the final days to be able to pick it up, because Kabam may offer some other stuff that helps you, just makes more sense if you're spending money. But that was $500 on March 18th for a Bastion. The 20th was another $100 bundle, Valiant Catalyst Crystal bundle. So you got some selectors, some RNG crystals for T6s. That had a multiple, so it was $100. I did write this down on March 21st. It was kind of like the initial start of the boycott for me. I know we had announcements prior to that, people saying not spending, but on the 21st was the launch of the boycott for me. And then that day, Kabam Crash made a forum post on to calm the storm, players and the content creators, about the boycott. So yeah, I wrote those notes on my little Marvel Contest of Champions notebook here. On the 24th, $250 for another deal that had T7 fragments in it. And then on the 28th was another $250. So within 4 days, it was $500 of two deals when it comes to like deals. But again, that's kind of all I wrote. I did miss on some of the smaller ones. Unfortunately, I did. But like adding these deals and then also adding the early access bundles, I came up with a total of roughly like 2,300. I'm rounding down because it was like 2,340-ish. So $2,300 if you were to buy the early access bundles, and I probably missed out a couple of small deals too. So in the month of March, hey, that is what Kabam is expecting players to, for you, me, spend inside the game to keep up with the pace of the game. So yeah, I don't think that's required. What did I spend for the month of March? $25. I ended up buying the tracker, the platinum track, on the March 13th. Oh, and then the sigil that kind of renews itself. So maybe $35 for this month of March. So that's kind of what I spent. And now, here's the problem. that I say and see right now, in not Kabam, but kind of the way this is set up right now. Like anybody that just spent $2,000. Okay, keep rounding down. Anybody that spent $2,000 in the month of March, and I spent $35. How much is it worth the $2,000 advantage? Like I wish, obviously sometimes the $2,000 to that player might seem like $20 for me, which is what I spent inside MCOC. And they're like, yeah, dude, I'm not getting a crazy advantage, but hey, money comes and goes and $2,000 is nothing for me. So that might be the case. Or it might not be, but they're kind of like tied into this like, oh, I need to get the latest, I need to get the greatest, and I need to get every single deal. And you don't have to. At least for the month of March is a good example. You spent $2,300. I spent $35. You don't have to get the latest and greatest, and right now we're in a moment that Kabam is selling little fragments for the rank 4 materials. So they're giving us little and little and little. I would probably wait if you decide to, but that's up to you to kind of get the bigger ones, like the actual fully formed catalyst, because those will come. But like right now, they're just most of the deals that cost the most were the little fragments, which actually made a lot of sense for players that are chasing rank 4s, right? They're just like, damn, I need to get it. And so them picking those little deals up does help them. Not an immediate rank up, but just get to that rank up. And it's going to take them maybe a couple of months to get to it. But I don't see the big benefit of it. Again, this is kind of maybe me through my eyes. But guys, if you spent $2,000, I spent $35. I could have even gone and just spent the $10, which is just the sigil. That would have been like a huge difference, right? But this double track situation when it came out, it always makes sense, especially if you're not spending a lot of money inside MCOC. You get the biggest bang for your buck for $25 over like a stretch of like months, so it's not just like, oh, 1 month $25. It's like a stretch. So that helps especially keep you active and keep you logging in when it comes to like just deals overall and resources to be able to gather. But yeah, man, 2K 15, $35. I don't think there's a big difference, especially at the level that I am at. You can keep up, And then the other thing and thought that I've had very quickly here was the $500 champions. That makes a lot of sense for players that are constantly opening crystals for champions. It's just a no-brainer. They're gonna be like, hey, yeah, $500, here you go, give me the champion. They can actually even open some crystals on the way up to the $500 and have some fun, because players do have fun with the crystals, and so end up getting them there or not, getting other champions, and then get a bastion guaranteed for $500. That's a no-brainer for players that spend a lot on crystals and open a lot of crystals. That just makes sense. But right now, I think if you zoom out in the bigger picture, like as much as I love certain champions, as much as I'm like, damn, dude, Bastion's so freaking cool and I wish I had him, like I don't need him. That's the only problem that we're having right now, is that every single champion we're going to cover this entire year, it's going to have, and I think I started rating champions and I started with Okoye and really diving deep into Okoye, and those videos will come out. It just takes a lot more time, but I'm finding that they're like, from a rating level, if you're watching this right now, you're gonna know, but she's coming in as an A tier, meaning it's not a whack mediocre champion. It's actually one of the first champions for 2025. Was a really high damage dealing champion and attractive champion. Something you might be like, hey, I want to see that damage in my hands, but do you need it? How much of a benefit does it give you? Like if you don't have a Koya, you're fine. If you have a Koya, you're dealing a lot of damage, but do you have other champions that can do that? Do you just ban Okoye maybe in game modes like Alliance War or Battlegrounds? You can do stuff like that. So I don't know, guys. The chase for champions, whether it's 500, 100, I think it's a weird moment right now, especially having so many champions. But that can be said for many months ago. But it just, now that we're getting to a point where it's so many, like there's a lot more, and every month there's more, and every year there's more, and every month and every month and every month. Like when is like it's not that when is enough, but like do you need to be chasing all the champions? I don't see it. You let me know, guys. But that is the totals. I wrote them down, and for the month of April, we are going to start a new month here, and we're going to write them down, and we're going to write them all down. So this for sure will have a good, accurate number. Let's see. Oh, like this one, $5 one. We're going to write that one down for the month of April. That's the one that I kind of missed out too. We've been seeing those kind of spread out throughout the month of March too, because of what's his name? Not Bullseye, but Daredevil. Yeah, so in the show, which I haven't seen. All right, guys, take care. See you guys in the next one, okay? Peace.